All right, welcome back, everybody, to the French Open, and it's getting serious. It's getting serious now. We're watching the fourth round, and yeah, it's getting very interesting because all the matches now, most of the matches now, could be the match of the tournament. There's bangers coming up over the next couple of days and the next week. So far, I gotta be honest, the French Open's been a little predictable. It hasn't really... I mean, chat... Have you... What's been the most... I feel like the craziest thing that's happened is maybe Ruud losing. It hasn't felt super random. It's felt very predictable. Best players in the world winning in straights, getting to the finals. But now they all get to play each other. So the first week might be a little bit mid. But when the best players in the world win easily, they're eventually going to collide. And that's what we're dealing with today. We've got Paolini versus Svitolina. Great matchup. Svitolina's been great on clay. Paolini, she's won Rome. And obviously the defending finalist. We've got Raducanu and Swiatek. That is always a very fun match. Alcaraz versus Shelton's an interesting match. We'll see how fun it actually is. And then tonight we've got Rune versus Musetti. So again, two guys. Rune Musetti kind of is like this match, where you've got somebody who's been, two players that have been really good on the clay, now playing each other. Like that's where we're at. It's really good. And then also other matches coming up today. Zhang versus Samsonova, Sabalenka and Nisimova. We might watch that later as well. And then on the men's side, we've got Paul versus Poprin. That's coming up now as well. And Tiafoe Altmaier is a little bit of a strange one that is also happening as well. So I feel like now the tournament starts today. We've gone through all the first round BS. And Chad, I'll tell you what, the first round, besides some of the epic 5-setters, I mean, I wouldn't mind it if they said best of 3 sets until now, and then from now on we go best of 5. I mean, I don't know about you, chat, but I wouldn't mind best of 5 from the fourth round onwards. I don't know. I feel like it might. There's a pretty good. This week might be the reason why we need that. But these two have played only the one time before. They played back in Australia this year. It was a 3-setter, 6-love final set. Svitolina got the win. So that is where we're at. Only played the once, which is weird because they're both similar age. They've both been around for a while as well. I want best of 3 because of Demon. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that helps. Demon wouldn't have lost? Nah, exactly. But chat, all the matches that are like needlessly 4 sets. So, there's matches that like Alcaraz, randomly drops the 4th. Okay. But he wins anyway. Play matches like that. I mean, that's a bad example. That was a good match. But the matches that it's like, meh, do we really need a 4 setup? Do we need a 5 setter for this one? I don't know. Great. I love that idea. I think everyone... By the way, chat, I want to give a shout out to Tim Henman. Tim Henman, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I saw a clip of him talking about how the players are unhappy with the format of tennis, and the tournaments are obviously happy because they're getting more revenue from more days of events. And Tim Henman was advocating for the players, saying the players are, they should have more of a say. They should be the ones who determine what happens more than the tournaments. But he also said after a slam, there should be a week off. Yes, Tim Henman, you are a genius. Thank you for saying that, because that's exactly what it should happen. After a Grand Slam, we should have no tennis. No tennis. No tennis. It should be a week off after every slam so we can digest what happened. We can celebrate what happened. Who won the French Open? We can talk about them for a week. And then we go back to schedule. That's what should happen. He was also advocating for 8-day Masters instead of 12 days or 14 days. I'm like, yeah, Tim Henman. Yes. Go Tim Henman. Anyways, shout out to Tim Henman. Who's winning this one, chat? I'm going to go with Paolini. No, yes. I'm going to go Paolini in 3. Svitolina wins a point, though, 15-love. Love 15. First point goes to Svitolina. We get a return now to the back end of Paolini. That's a beautiful shot. Paolini, 15-0. Chat. Things just got serious. This is a much, Today's the day. We got to lock in. We have to lock in. Whatever people give their options to, it doesn't matter at all. They will do according to wish. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, that goes out by Svitolina, 30-15. That made no sense. All right, 30-15. To a serve again from Paolini. The forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini. The forehand of Svitolina on the stretch. That goes in the net from Svitolina. 40-15. Also, chat, I want to ask you a question because I saw some of the comments when Tim Henman said this about reducing the Masters 1000s. A lot of people were commenting the thing that we hear a lot as that goes in from Paolini, one love. But I want to ask you this. So, what is one of the disadvantages of reducing a 1000? So, obviously, you make it 8 days, it halves the event. So that means half the players don't play, right? It's like a 56-player event instead, right? What is a downside for that? What's a downside? What's the downside? Can anyone... I mean, it comes up every time I say, we need 1 week master. Then somebody always comes in and goes, but what about this? What's the one downside of that? Nothing? Okay, well... okay. I mean, that's an answer. What's the downside of halving a 1000 event and making it smaller? No buffer for rain, true. Less players get a chance. Exactly. So the lower ranked players don't get the chance. That's always comes up. But I want to ask you this. For the people that say, a question to you. The people that say it's not fair for the players between 50 and 100 because they don't get a chance to play. Do you watch them? Or are you advocating for them do you support them? Like, do you watch them on TV? Do you go to their matches? Do you watch the players 50 to 100? Because if you do, valid point. Totally valid point. I totally understand. But if you don't watch players between 50 and 100 and you're coming out and you're crying about their careers and you don't watch them, you don't support them, you just want something to talk about, then those people need to be quiet because that's not... What are you crying about? You don't even watch them. Why are you crying? You know what I mean? And it does suck for those people, but doesn't it make the top level of tennis more exclusive and harder to get into, which means it means more to be in the top 50? I don't know. If we let everyone play in every tournament, does it make it easier, hard? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm not sure. Because I know a lot of people were complaining about, oh, well, Tim wants some half tournaments because then you can't get the top 50, top 100. I'm like, oh my God. We didn't cry about this before. That's where the slams come in. That's what makes the slam run so impressive, you know? When someone's like, 80 in the world and they get to a fourth round of a slam, we're like, whoa. They got the opportunity. They ran with it. As we're forehand now from Svitolina into the back of Paolini. Svitolina forehand cross. As Paolini forehand down the line to the back end of Svitolina. Into the slice of Paolini. As Svitolina slice comes to the net and then volleys, but Paolini with a lob. Svitolina volley, but Paolini's going to get it. And then Svitolina volleys it long and it's 30. Oh, good rally. It changes nothing since players 50 to 100 don't even win Masters titles, so why make it easier for that reason? There's been a few Masters winners, random Masters winners. Yeah, but that was before. I feel like we haven't had a random Masters winner that's outside the top 50. Maybe Menchik, but he would have probably got in to Miami. But then I'm saying top 50, but it's probably more like... again, it depends on how big the draw is, right? If the draw is 56 players or is it 64 players, what's the draw size? But Menchik probably was the one that, he might have not been playing the tournament had they made the cutoff and they made the smaller event for Miami. But again, I think 1 week Masters are way better. I think most of us agree. By the way, the ball was in. Svitolina thought she double faulted, so she went to hit. She went to the other side, and it's 30-all still. So Svitolina thought she was down a break point, but now she gets a first serve at 30-all. That's as she serves into the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina goes wide. It's break point anyway. 30-40. It's like Monte Carlo qualifying. I watch, and it just feels like first or second round, first week of a Masters. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the qualifying draw in the 1 week Masters is so much more stacked as well, right? So it's interesting because, like, who's watching qualifying of Indian Wells? Like, there's players outside the top 100, unless you're a hardcore crazy fan, maybe. But, you know, like, you're right. Monte Carlo qualies feel like first rounds of 2 week Masters. As Paolini forehand inside out to the backhand of Svitolina. Backhand of Paolini drop shot. Svitolina comes in with a slice, but it's in the net. There's the break. 2-love. But I love that Tim Henman was talking about things that we talk about on stream. I love it. I love that he's like, he's for it. We need to get Tim Henman on the channel. He is now, just because he agrees, just because we said the same things. I love that he said that, because now because we can talk all day, chat, right? We can talk all day into the void. Nobody's listening because we're on the internet and we're just random fans, right? Nobody's paying attention to us, right? Fans don't get what we want, right? But Tim Henman is somebody, right? He is a somebody who can move the needle. So if he's echoing what we're kind of been screaming into the void, that's great, because then maybe we do get what we want as fans, or at least what I want as a fan. Don't know if you guys want that, but I want that. So I love that he's saying what we've been saying, because more likely the conversation's going to start because he's got a bigger voice. I love 15. Yeah, they've named a hill after him. I mean, I love 15. Paolini got the break. There's a bit of serve. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Backhand from Paolini. To the slice of Svitolina. As Paolini slices it back to the backhand of Svitolina. Again, the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina. Oh, no. Backhand rally. I thought Paolini hit it out. She didn't hit it out. As she goes to forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Sliced. Paolini forehand inside out. Winner. Beautiful shot. 15-all. I tell you, chat. Level's risen. This is a lot better quality than we've watched all week. We've seen some players play really well this week, but not both players at the same time. Chat, I always say, there's always one day at a Grand Slam where it feels like things get real. This match might be the match that makes us feel like that. Because right now, this is a good quality match between two very capable players. Either of these players can make the final. As a backhand rally. Another one from Svitolina, the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina again to the backhand of Paolini. And Svitolina backhand to the forehand of Paolini. Into the forehand of Svitolina. As Paolini forehand goes down the line, that's a winner. Ooh, 30-15. 30-15. People listen to Tim and he is part of Wimbledon as well. Exactly. So if he's saying it, things might happen. Respect Tim Henman. 30-15. Serving to the backhand is Paolini. Svitolina. Paolini forehand to the forehand of Svitolina. Lob goes up. Bounce smash or bounce forehand. Paolini inside out forehand winner again. That shot has worked so well so far in this match. That is the shot. 40-15. 40-15. By the way, winner of this match takes on the winner of the next match between Swiatek and Raducanu. I mean, it's getting real, chat. It is getting real. Drop shot Paolini. Svitolina slice, but Paolini puts it away. All right. Paolini holds. 3-love. I'll tell you, chat, I'm just throwing out. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. You tell me. I don't know. I know Wimbledon used to do it, but do you think that a Grand Slam would benefit from a day off in the middle? Like, what if you start on a Saturday, and then let's say before the fourth round, there's a day off? I don't know. Is that a bad idea, good idea? I don't know. Like, just a day for everybody to just sort of like... I mean, players get every second day off, so someone's going to get 2 days off maybe. Okay, so it might not work. I mean, they used to do it for Wimbledon, but I don't know if it was good. Can't remember. Bad idea? Okay, why is it a bad idea, though? If you're saying no, why is it not good? I'm trying to figure it out. Because I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad or good idea. They don't do that at Wimbledon. But if they start on the Saturday, round 1, 2, 3 is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, then they get the weekend to make up for it. I don't know. I feel like a mid-tournament break. I don't know if it's good or bad. Unnecessary? Okay. I think that could work. Maybe on like the first Monday? I don't know. Like tomorrow there's a day off and then they kickstart into everything. I don't know. But that wouldn't work logistically with everything. All right, 15 love. I say no, but that's just me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know what I think of it. I don't know. That's why I'm getting your feedback. Players get days off anyway in the early round. Yeah, they do get days off yeah, they do get a day off. Every second day is a day off for them, so. All right, 15 love. Is it a backhand return out of the backhand of Svitolina? Lob goes up. Is it a forehand out of the forehand of Svitolina? Smash from Paolini is a winner. 15-all. 15-all. Way too much tennis, need much less, gets way watered down now. Well, that's what Hemman was saying. Well, he was saying that, like, you know, we have too much tennis, and not having tennis all the time is not a bad thing. And I agree. I feel like there is a bit of fatigue, not just from players, but from fans. Like, chat, I know we're psycho, but do you get tennis fatigue? Like, trying to keep up with everything, and you've got to watch every week almost. Like, you can't have a week off anymore. Like, there used to be times where you'd be like, oh, what's next week? Oh, we got a 1,000. Okay, well, this week we got nothing. So, okay. 15:30. Deb does? Yeah, I know. Yeah, Deb. We're in a different we're in a different thing. Maybe we can't answer the question because... As we do backhand down the line of the forehand of Svitolina, forehand of Paolini. Again, the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini backhand on the stretch goes long. It's 30-all. I don't get fatigue, but I've always been obsessed with tennis. Yeah, look, I mean, yeah. I don't usually care about the pre or post US tournaments. Okay. The qualifiers give opportunities to lower ranked players. Well, that's what the qualifiers are for. Exactly. You're right. Maybe make it like a bigger quali draw instead of making it a bigger 1,000 draw. That would be more fun, I think. Imagine having like 5 days of qualifiers. Is that not a bad solution? If for the people that say that, oh, what about the 50 to 100s? Okay, well, why don't we make it so there's more qualifiers? So, like, make the qualifying bigger to allow more lower ranked players to enter the tournament, and then they can fight it out for the first round. Would that not be a better, like, have 4 rounds of qualies for like for the week before? Because remember, qualifiers, if we've got like a 1,000 the week before or something, but you don't have to, like, the qualies aren't probably going to make it to the later rounds of those tournaments, the big tournaments. Does that not, like, wouldn't that be not a bad idea? Like, make a really beefy qualifier draw. And then save the main draw for, like, the top 50 on the 1,000s. Would the qualifiers be exhausted once they hit the tournament? Yeah, but like they are anyway. They're already playing 3 matches anyway. Why not make it 4 matches? But then some of the 1000s are only 2 matches, so then you can make it 3. But like the prize money would be bigger in the qualies if you make more rounds, right? You can put more prize money into the qualies, which means lower ranked players get more money for qualifying and qualifiers, right? So that could maybe work. Sounds interesting. I don't know if it's a good idea. Maybe it's something. Anyways, love 15. As Paolini hits a lovely drop shot and it's 15-all. That would be great. Because then the qualies would be like its own tournament. It just sucks for the players. Like if you're playing the week before that, you're going to have to ditch that and play the qualies instead, maybe. I don't know. There would be a little bit of logistics, but I don't know. I feel like you could do something. 1530, Svitolina has fired up. By the way, so chat, I'm looking at the 1000 qualies right now for Rome. There was only 2 rounds of qualies. Why wouldn't you just chop one of the rounds of the main draw, get rid of the bye in the first round? How much do we not like that? Get rid of the bye in the first round, shove all those people that are not getting a bye in the first round, or maybe not all those people, half of those people who play first rounds, half of them go to the qualies, make it 3 rounds of qualies, and then 6 matches, no bye in the first round, 6 matches to win the 1000. So you have to win 9 matches to win a 1000, which wouldn't mean more matches. It means the same matches for qualies, because qualies wouldn't be getting a bye in the first round when they qualify, right? Wouldn't that would be the solution? You just grab the first round for the main draw, you make that the final round of qualies, you push those players back 1. Well, half of those players, because half of them would make the main draw. You put all the seeds in, you make 3 rounds of qualifiers, 6 rounds main draw, no bye in the first round because we don't like that shit anyway. And it's a waste of time. And then 6 rounds, you could do that over 8 days. Chat, we just figured it out. We've just cracked the code. ATP, WTA, Tim Henman. Tim Henman, tell them this. Pass on the message. Only you can do it. Svitolina breaks back, 3-2. Look, we can go through the semantics or the logistics later. Like all the ranking points, prize money, we can work that out later. We're just trying to figure out the first solution. The first thing is, how do we make 1000s less bloated? You'd only have to move the first round from. You wouldn't have to do much work. Hemman's right. Players are important. Exactly. Players are if you don't have tennis players, then you don't you can't. Who do you market? You don't market. Besides the slams, the tournament isn't marketed. You can't be like, hey, Madrid. Well, who's playing in Madrid? Because that matters. No Sinner, no Alcaraz, no Djokovic. Well, why would I watch Madrid? I'm not watching Madrid because of the city. I'm not watching because of the stadium. You wouldn't watch it. You're watching it for the players. So the players are the product. The tournaments are the venues. You can move. We've moved tournaments around. You could play anywhere. They played Cincinnati in New York in 2020. Did anyone remember that? No. Did anyone care? Cincinnati cared. Nobody else cared. As that goes in there from Svitolina, love 30. Anyways, let's lock in. I just wanted to get that out of the way today early because I thought it was a very interesting conversation by Tim Henman. And I liked the fact that he was saying things. Anyways, love 30. Love 30. As we return now from Paolini, but it goes wide and it's 15:30. Also, Paul and Poprin level. All right, 15-30. And Svitolina backhand to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina hits it out. 15-40. A break point for... 2 break points for Paolini. Serve again. It's a fault. Second serve. Serve is a double fault. There's the break, 4-2. Problem is the top 20 cannot make the rules. Has to be a vote for the entire playing pool. But the top 20 are the ones that bring the fans, for the most part, bring the fans. They're the ones that are making the later rounds. They're the ones that it affects the most. The number 70 in the world isn't playing the back-to-back 1,000 finals. So why would that... Unfortunately, that person wouldn't have allowed as a voice as Coco Gauff, who had to play back-to-back 1,000 finals before a Grand Slam. So the top 20 should have more of a say because it affects them directly more. Like, this issue affects them. That's why De Minaur's talking about it. That's why Ruud's talking about it. You don't hear, 50 in the world talking about it because those players aren't having, deep runs every week. The players that it affects are the players that are winning and the players that are doing well. So shouldn't they have more of a say? They should. Unfortunately, sucks to be the number 80 as Paolini is a drop shot winner, 15-0. But if you're having those runs, you're not number 80 anyway. Like, if you're making the last rounds of 1,000s back-to-back, you're going to be in the top 20 anyway, So, yeah, the top 20 are the ones that should probably they're the ones that can make the rules. Or should at least not make the rules, but can make a change. Because, unfortunately, the players between 50 and 100, if they're talking loud, it doesn't get heard. But if the number 9 in the world's saying stuff, it's going to happen. Something might happen. Like, De Minaur talking is way more effective than, someone number 90 is talking, right? The top players are the ones that move the needle. And now it's 15-30. So yeah, the top 20 should control the rules. They should make the rules because it affects them the most. All right. $15.30. And like De Minaur said, if those players are having shorter careers, it's only worse for the sport. If you're pushing the players, if you're pushing Sinner and Alcaraz to play long 2-week Masters every week and then slams, and their careers are going to be, they're going to retire at 30 because they're either going to burn out because they don't like tennis anymore, or they're going to get physically burnt out and they're not going to be able to play anymore. And neither of those things are good. The longevity of tennis players will diminish. Or players will quit the sport because it's just too much of a pain in the ass. 30-all. As we return now to the backhand of Paolini. Backhand now from Svitolina. Into the backhand Paolini. The Svitolina backhand goes long and it's 40-30. Novak has spoken from time to time about players that hardly afford their kit. Yeah. And that's a whole nother... What's that got to do with... Wait, what do you mean? Are you talking about the same thing as I am? What are we talking about? That seems like a different conversation. All right. 40-30. As with a slice now from Svitolina into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina slice again. Into the backhand of Paolini, who overhits it. We get the deuce. Oh, you were saying that every once in a while fans are captivated by an unseeded player. Yeah, Eala at Miami, right? But Eala got a wild card, so even if she got a wild card. She had to play qualies if she didn't get a wild card. But but you're right. There is like an unseeded run or something crazy happens, like Raducanu at the US, and we're like, we do get captivated by that. But I also point you back to 2020. I want to say it was 2022 Miami, where we had, I think, 4 unseeded players in the quarterfinals for the men. And we had like random matches like Struff versus Karatsev. And nobody cared. right? Unfortunately, nobody cared. So if you have like one unseeded player amongst a bunch of big names, it's a fairy tale. But if you have 4 unseeded players all going to the semis, there's no fairy tale. It's just like, wow, great for them. So you're right. Every once in a while, one player going on a run is amazing. We can all get behind the underdog, right? But when everybody's an underdog, then nobody is. Paolini hits a winner, we're back to deuce. You know, does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like the things that captivate those people is that somebody coming through a tough draw and doing the impossible. Eala is the best example for now. But if we had 3 players that were doing the same thing as Eala, then I don't feel like it would have as much impact on the fans. We'd kind of be like, everyone seems to be like, it's just a bad tournament for the seeds, you know. But she having that run, it's like she was amongst the best players. Like the biggest names were still there, and she was making a run. And like, how the hell is she doing this? You know, it makes it more captivating. But you're right, unseeded captivated run is definitely is a thing. As we're flying down the line into the backhand of Paolini, she's trying to keep this break. Good hitting again as Paolini goes wide though, and it's advantage Svitolina. It's the same as politics. Look at the UK and US. One is controlled by money and the other makes the big difference in decisions. Yeah, see, Hugh, this is where I thought you were going down the path when you said the top 20 shouldn't make the rules. I think you got to make... Like, this is what people get confused. Not everything should be looked through a political lens. Especially tennis players. It's not the same to be like, well, in politics... This is tennis. Like, the top 20 are not the elite. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, but they're like billionaires of tennis. No. It's not the same, all right? Let's not do that. Don't do that. Backhand to backhand rally. As we're flying now from Svitolina into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand is long. We're back to deuce. Henman also said that it's better to get a week off after a slam for the players to get proper rest. That's what I loved about what he said. That was the most exciting thing I heard him say. I don't know about that. But the thing is, like, I feel like so many people want whatever happened in politics to be the same for like everything. Like like everyone looking through things at a political lens is just so annoying. Because not everything's that serious. Like saying the top 20 players should be able to make the rules, or should be able to have an influence on the rules because it affects them the most, has nothing to do with who's running countries. Like, we don't need to take it. That's a way more... Who's running the country is way more serious than if the top 20 players want to say, hey, tennis is really tough and we want to have a say on if we get to play or not. They're like... You know what I mean? We don't need to make it all political and be like, oh, but also like politics. Like, politics are boring. Politics are stupid. Like, who cares? Advantage Paolini. As it a backhand rally. Down the line now, the forehand slice of Paolini. Forehand now from Svitolina. That's a winner. Back to deuce. We're talking about a game. Remember, tennis is a game. Rafa said it best at the start of the week. Tennis is a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's not serious. It's serious. People take this game seriously, but it's also a game. Made to play for fun. None of these players picked up a tennis racket. Well, most of them would have picked up a tennis racket because they liked it and were having fun. You know? Not so they could become one of the best players in the world to then manipulate the system. Like, what are we doing? Come on. How silly. Come on. I'm going to become a pro tennis player so that I can... No, who cares? All right. Great return winner. Are we discussing politics? No, we're definitely not doing that. All right, Svitolina gets the advantage. Great return. Paolini forehand. Into the back of Svitolina. Paolini with a drop shot. And Svitolina puts it down the line. Paolini puts up a lob. Goes wide. All right. Chat, from this moment onwards, we are locking in. And I know I said that already, but we are locking in now. 30 minutes, 4-3. And I'm going to ignore any conversation that is not about the task at hand. Top 8 seeds in the quarterfinals. Maybe. It could be. And I don't know when the last time that happened on the women's side, but apparently it's the first time since 2005 that the top 8 are in the 4th round on the WTA, which is crazy. It just shows how good. It shows how good the WTA is right now and how consistent. Because I think a lot of people say, and chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people say that the last great WTA era was between sort of that like mid-2000s with Justine Henin and, you know, you had the Williams sisters that, you know, doing crazy shit, and you had Davenport, Mauresmo, you know, and other players like that, and Capriati, you know, like that era was the last great WTA era. Sharapova, right? Between then and like 2010, when then Serena just kind of took over everyone. Like that era was like the last competitive great era of WTA. And if they're doing what they did back then, if we haven't had this since then this era must be pretty damn good. It must be pretty competitive then. If we get Kleisters, exactly. Right? So many good players from then. So that's a good thing if we're starting to replicate what happened there, right? WTA's looking pretty damn good then. We just need a couple more champions, right? A couple of different champions, which we already have anyway with Gauff and Raducanu and stuff. As with a forehand now from Paolini, she comes to the net and puts it away. 15 love. So love 15. Love 15. I saw that the top WTA players are all consistent as heck. Oh yeah. WTA is better than it's been for a long time. Love 15. Big four Barbara, exactly. As we just said down to see the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina is wide. Love 30. Love 30. All right, love 30. Server to the forehand of Paolini. Return goes to forehand of Svitolina. Paolini again to the forehand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand. Again to the backhand of Paolini. Paolini in the net though. 15-30. What did you say earlier about tennis fans getting tired too? I like that. Yeah. Tennis fatigue. I mean, I get tennis fatigue. I love it. I love it. I love tennis, right? I love the sport. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. I wouldn't stay up all night if I didn't like it, right? Didn't love it. But I get fatigue where I'm like, oh shit, we got to watch this now. Oh, we got to watch this now. And there's times where, for sure, where it's just like, it's not so much before the day of play, but it's after. Like yesterday was a great example of how like grinding things can be, you know? As that goes in net from Paolini Studio. Like yesterday, most of the matches that were supposed to be good were not good, and it was just, and look, that happens. It happens, right? You know, we can't have every match be epic. Because then no matches would be epic. And I'm not saying that Grand Slam shouldn't be 2 weeks. That's crazy. But for the 1000s, like, once we get to like middle of that tournament, it feels like it's been going for weeks. And those 1000 tournaments now are just grinding, you know, and they're not fun. They're not as fun as they used to be for fans, players. You know, I just feel like they're not as fun to watch. As we return now from Paolini into the slice of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini down the line. Svitolina backhand lob. And then a forehand from Paolini. Again to the forehand, Svitolina slice. Paolini drop shot, but it's not good enough. And Svitolina gets there and puts it cross court. And it's 40-30. Great fight. I tell you, chat, I know Paolini probably reminds people more of maybe Halep, but she definitely has got a lot of Svitolina as well. Like the way Svitolina played her career is kind of like Paolini in the way that they go about it, right? They grind the baseline. They're more counter-punching. They kind of bide their time, which makes this a great matchup because both of these players are going to be really strategic with the way they play rather than just kind of blasting the ball, which is sort of more of the WTA norm. As with a forehand wide by Svitolina, and it's deuce. All right. I get tennis fatigue. Like I'm caught up in a never-ending tennis tour. I agree, Rochelle. Yeah. Rochelle, hey, look. You and me both. I think we feel that. There's just a lot to keep up with in tennis. I mean, we're lucky that we watch it all the time, but imagine watching tennis for the first time. How would you explain things? As we had a volley from Paolini advantage. Like, trying to keep up with tennis is bloody hard. New fans have no chance. They'll watch for like 1 week and be like, this is too... What am I going to watch next week and the week after and every day and 5 matches a day? I'm like, what the hell? Like, new fans, it's so overwhelming. It would be so overwhelming. We kind of know how it works. We're lucky because we've been doing it for a while, right? We know when the 1000s are and stuff. But for a new fan, it'd be like, I have to do what now? I have to watch this at midnight? Like, madness. 400 rally. Svitolina again, the forehand Paolini on the stretch. Svitolina on the attack. Hits a winner down the line. Beautiful shot. Back to deuce. Back to deuce. You should listen to Bubik's press conference about burnout and his philosophy on tennis life. I will. I feel like he would have some interesting thoughts. For sure. Is that from this week? Did he say that this week or was it this week? This like press conference this week? As we default, second serve. Second serve. He said it yesterday? All right, I'll check it out. Second serve goes the backhand of Paolini. Backhand out from Svitolina. To the backhand of Paolini. And Svitolina backhand into the net. Advantage Paolini. Advantage Paolini. Hey, what's going on, London lady? How you doing? Isn't part of the reason that because you stream and make tennis videos, I feel like you wouldn't get tennis fatigue if the channel didn't exist. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's part of it. Backhand rally. That goes out by Paolini and Zeus. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm up all night watching matches all the time and then making videos and editing and doing all this stuff. Maybe that is why. Maybe I get more fatigue than the average person. That's totally fair. All right, Svitolina serves. Into the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina is a winner. And it's advantage Svitolina. That's why I'm asking you guys, because if you guys are getting tennis fatigue, that's different. Because I'm working all the time, right? It's my job, blah, blah, blah. But if you guys are feeling fatigued as well, or like, it's hard to keep up with and stuff, then that's a bigger problem because you guys don't have to be here all the time. You can sleep and come back and, And we're serve now the backhand of Paolini. Backhand from Svitolina to the slice of Paolini. And we're backhand again from Svitolina. Backhand of Paolini again. The backhand of Svitolina. As Paolini forehand into the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini again to the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini backhand on the stretch. Svitolina cross-court forehand winner for all. I don't know who it was, but somebody said yesterday's match with Gauff had a lot of breaks, and it was bad. This match has a lot of breaks, but it's good. And I agree. I don't know who said that, though. I read it. It flew off the screen. But I agree. This is there's been a lot of breaks, but it hasn't been the same as the Gauff-Buzkova match where it was ugly and double faults and breaks. This is a very high-quality match where both players are fighting back. All right. 4-all. 4-4. As we return now into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand down the line in the net. It's 15 love. Serve to the forehand of Svitolina. Backhand from Paolini. Into the forehand of Svitolina. There's Paolini forehand to the backhand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand again to the backhand of Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina, who hits it wide. 30 love. It certainly gets in the way of work. It's exciting, but I feel I miss out on a lot if I don't watch one tournament. Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Yeah, tennis. Being a tennis fan is a commitment. It's a commitment. Like it's like missing an episode of a show or missing a movie and you get all the spoilers. Like if you miss one day, you might miss out on a lot of stuff that happens. Like upsets happen. I mean, yeah. And again, maybe it's me because the streamer in me talking, but I feel like if you're like, I have to wake up early tomorrow, I can't watch this, and you go to bed and wake up and you missed the match of the tournament because you had to go to bed because you're a normal person. That sucks, right? I mean, that sucks. 40 love. Paolini gets to 5-4 with an easy point winner. I've advocated for Cam taking more breaks. What he's doing is unsustainable without burnout. Now look. Bon Jovi, Blaze of Glory. Svitolina is amazing how consistent she is and such a fighter. Paolini is a great fighter too. Yeah, these are two of the biggest fighters in the top 20. Paolini, probably the most tenacious player in the top 20, I would say. But Svitolina and Paolini are definitely in the top 20. Like they're in the top 20. They're probably the two of the most. And the way they play, their styles as well. The way they play is like grind out the baseline. Getting everything back, hustle. It's awesome. So it's fun to watch them play each other. Only the second time they played, and they only played first time this year, which is crazy. So second time this year they played, second time ever they played. What other sports do I watch frequently? No other sports. I have no time. I watch my Australian football team play, and that's it. But I can't watch anything else. I can't watch NBA finals because I'm asleep when it happens. I can't watch UFC, which I like to watch those two sports, but I can't do it because I just don't have time. And I'm not complaining. That's fine. I'd rather watch tennis than those sports anyway. But if you're watching tennis and you're trying to watch the NBA finals, there's going to be, and you're trying to watch Formula One, and you're trying to watch PSG, and you're trying to watch UFC, I don't know how you'd be able to do it. And I feel like that might be a problem with tennis. Like most people be like, tennis is too hard to follow. I'm just going to follow NBA, which is the same time every other night or whatever day, or I'm going to follow football because I know it's only going to be on the weekends, or I'm going to follow UFC because it's on Saturday nights. Whereas tennis is like, I have to what now? I have to watch from Monday to Sunday every week. And sometimes the player I want to watch is not playing. Like, new fans of tennis must just be so rough. It's like such an initiation to get into it. I love 15. But that's what we're here for. We're here to guide you through. We are your guide. Come with us. It's okay. We are your tour guide through this labyrinth of tennis talk. Love 30. We are your guide. It might be a little scary, but don't worry. We've got you. We can help you. That's what we're here for. All right, first there's a fault. Love 30 here. Paolini could steal the set. Love 30. As we return now into the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini forehand to the forehand of Svitolina. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina drop shot. Paolini's not going to get there, which meant it was a great drop shot. 15-30. All right. Cam, do you like tennis? I feel like that's... Do I need to answer that? Slice goes in to the forehand of Svitolina. She puts it away. And it's 30-all. I mean, look. I feel like actions speak louder than words. When with my love for the sport. If you look at the channel over the last 7 years, I don't think you could look and go, I don't think that guy likes this sport. I don't think this guy actually likes this. Yeah, I just love the punishment of watching matches all night for no reason. So yes, the answer is yes. 30-all. I think you got to be all in with tennis. Otherwise, it's hard. Otherwise, you miss out on so much if you kind of just watch half of it. 30-40. Paolini's got a set point. Set point. To take the first set, and Paolini's fired up. 30-40. As we default second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Paolini. Backhand out from Svitolina. To the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina again to the backhand of Paolini. And Svitolina with a forehand cross. Paolini gets on the stretch. But hits it long. We get to deuce. All right, we get to deuce. As that goes in the net from Svitolina. Paolini's got a set point again. Paul takes the first set. Nice. All right, advantage Paolini. Take the first set. As the return goes out by Paolini, we're back to deuce. Why the night session match is only one match? I heard an interesting theory, and it might maybe get the tinfoil hat for this one, that maybe the night session for the French Open was actually a product of Amazon Prime. I don't know about that, but also maybe the broadcast who bought the rights to the French made them make a night session. Anyways, I don't know if that's a... I don't even know when Amazon Prime started doing the French. Advantage Paolini! I heard that too. I mean, that's kind of a wild theory. Paolini, set point number 3. I thought that was an interesting theory. I don't even know how true it could be. As with a forehand now, into the back of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina. To the forehand of Paolini. As with a forehand again to the forehand of Paolini. And Paolini hits a winner! First set, Paolini! 6-4. Very hard fought. She's fired up. We love it. We love it. Finally, some good tennis, chat. We finally have good tennis. Finally. It's been, like a whole week of nothing. And now we've got this competitive, epic match. Finally. All right. 6-4 first set. Forza Paolini, that's it. Paolini's going to the bathroom. Paolini straight sets, you reckon? Okay. The prime contract was mentioned in the press conference as a reason for only one night session. Oh, was it? Okay. Wait, was it mentioned as as a theory, or was it mentioned as a reason? Like, was that Trisha? That's interesting. Keys Cannon was epic as well. Nah, it wasn't. Nah. Today, this is epic. Because I said so. No, there have been epic matches, of course. But this is like high quality. Epic. Like, this is proper epic. You can get ugly epic, and that's totally fine. Like, you know, mismatch points, you know, blah, blah, blah. But this is like high quality. And intense. This is intense. This feels like one of these ladies could win this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is different. By the way, the tennis is really high quality too. 18 winners for Paolini, 12 errors. That's crazy. 18 winners? Paolini, 12 errors? That's crazy. 14 winners, 14 errors for Svitolina. So Paolini hitting way more winners. That's interesting. She doesn't hit that many winners usually. 18 winners? Paolini stepped up. Sorry, 6-3. No, 6-4. It was 6-4. Susan, what are you talking about? 6-4. It's literally on the screen. Great set. I'm hoping Svitolina, but I think Paolini will take it in two. Well, Svitolina got off to a bad start, right? She got down 4-1? And then fought back, but then it wasn't enough. So Svitolina needs to get off to a better start if she's going to come back. Can't be giving Paolini a lead. Cam, do you think Paolini is deserving a top 10? Yes. That's not even a question. I mean, it is a question, but it's not even a... Come on. Anyone who thinks Paolini's not deserving a top 10 is in need of education. Because that, how? How do you justify her not being top 10? Like, come on. 2 Grand Slam finals and 2 1000s in the last 18 months? I mean, come on. Definitely one of these ladies has a chance to win it. Yeah, for sure. What's been the best match of the tournament so far? I gotta be real. I don't think we've watched it. Personally. I mean, it's happened, but I don't think we've watched it. None of the streams that we've done have probably considered match of the tournament. I reckon on the women's side, it's probably going to be Keys Kennan at the moment. But today could change that. But Keys Kennan would be my pick. On the men's side, Norrie Medvedev stands out. Maybe Tommy Paul. Yeah, Tommy Paul's played some epics. But Medvedev Norrie stands out for me at the moment. But again, I don't think we've seen match of the tournament yet. All right, 6-4. Backhand from Paolini sliced. Into the backhand of Svitolina. She puts it out. All right, love 15. Sorry, 15 love. Feast Munar. Yeah, that was interesting. That was a good match too. You know, Runa Hallis, exactly. But I still don't think we've seen match of the tournament. I think those are for the matches we've had, and you have to make a choice. We'll pick one of those. But I don't think we would pick one of those over the Australian Open matches we saw, right? I don't think we're picking Kennan Keys over Swiatek Keys, which was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Great match for the French Open. We still got better matches to come, I think. All right. As Paolini 30 love. Forehand down the line. The backhand Svitolina. Paolini backhand to the forehand of Svitolina on the stretch. Paolini down the line. Svitolina there with the backhand slice. As with a forehand from Paolini winner. Paolini just dancing around. 40 love. I'd say Medinori. Yeah, that's up there. That's one of them. Bublik Demon was epic. I mean, maybe. And I'm not saying that because Demon lost. I'm just saying like 2 sets of love up and then but what's been the closest match of the tournament? Has there been any like match point saving matches on the men's side? Because there's been a lot of like comebacks and there's been a lot of 5-setters, but has there been any like match point saving efforts? Because I don't recall. Has anyone saved match points to win? On the men's side. Feast Munar, did Feast save match points? See, like the 2 set the love comebacks with Rocha and Bublik, they didn't really, like they kind of just ran away with it. It wasn't like they came back from a tiebreak 3rd set and oh my God, you know. It's just kind of like, they just kind of like cruised. Did Monfils save match points against Dillian in the first round? Runa 2 points away from the 4th was losing. Okay, well maybe Runa Alice is the match of the tournament so far. Because that's the closest anyone's probably come to losing and then turning it around. Paul against Fucsovics. Did Paul save match points? You know what? We'll say Runa versus Alice is the match of the tournament so far. Because I'm looking at the score. 4th set tiebreak. Runa wins it. Wins the 5th pretty easily. But that tiebreak would have been gut-wrenching. What about Shevchenko-Quinn? That was pretty... the scoreline looks pretty crazy there. We'll go Runa Ellis. Like, Runa was 7-5 in the 4th. Playing for his life. All right. Winner down the line from Paolini, 15-all. Yeah, Kenan Keys is probably match of the tournament for the ladies at the moment. But match of the tournament for the men is hard to pick. Because we all just pick 5-setters, but there's difference between... 5-setters are not all the same, right? Some 5-setters are 2 sets of love and then a blowout, or, or match point saving, you know? All right, 30-15. The return goes to Svitolina, Paolini, the Svitolina. It's Paolini backhand. And it's out by Paolini, 40-15. Yeah, Key saved 3 match points, so that's got to be match of the tournament. Hey, Gene, thank you for the 14 months. The drama for me was more Munar Feast. Okay. All right, Svitolina holds 1-all in the second. And Gina, thank you for the 36 months. Hey, that's 3 years. Thank you for the 3 years. All right, 1-1. Raducanu matches on this court. Yes. Raducanu starts after this. And then after that is Shelton. And Alcaraz. Forehand into the forehand of Svitolina. Drop shot is good. Too good. Oh, Paolini's gone down. She's okay. And it's love 15. Love 15. Runa versus Musetti will be match of the tournament. You've heard it here first. Oh, I like that thinking. I like that thinking. All right, love 15. All right. 15 all. All right, 30-15. First serve is a fault, second serve. As return goes the backhand of Paolini. Forehand Svitolina, the forehand of Paolini. Paolini hits it wide, 30 all. 30 all. As a default, second serve. So it was a let. 30 all. Serve in the backhand of Svitolina. Paolini forehand. Into the backhand of Svitolina, but Svitolina hits it wide. And it's 40-30. How many hours do you sleep a day? Enough. Enough to keep me alive. As with a backhand rally. Svitolina into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand again to the forehand of Paolini. As Svitolina backhand cross. Paolini goes down the middle as Svitolina forehand again to the backhand of Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Paolini forehand again to the backhand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Paolini overhits it. We get to deuce. We get to deuce. All right. Deuce. As we return now to the forehand of Paolini. Backhand out from Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand on the stretch. As Paolini drop shot. Svitolina gets it. Paolini forehand down the line. Passing shot winner though. And it's advantage Paolini. Advantage Paolini. Advantage Paolini. Going to serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. As Paolini holds, 2-1. Ah, 2-1. Where's Mia? She's asleep. Runamu said he will be delicious. That's a weird word to use in that context. I don't know what you mean. You mean tasty? You mean fun? What do you mean? Okay. All right. Ouch. All right, 2-1 Paolini in the second. That goes the net from Paolini. 15 love. 15 love. As we have a fault from Paolini. Second serve. Double fault. 15-0. All right, 30-15 is with a backhand down the line from Paolini. Svitolina slices it into the net. And it's 30-0. Chance for a break. Hey, Leon, what's up? 30-0. Svitolina serves again. Into the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina to the backhand of Paolini. As we get a backhand from Svitolina again to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina cross forehand to the forehand of Paolini. To the backhand of Svitolina. Paolini back into the lines. A winner. And it's 30-40. Break point Paolini. To take the break in the second. All right. Serve again. It's a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand, Paolini, forehand from Svitolina. Goes long, and there it is, 3-1. The break for Paolini. All right. All right, nice hitting from Svitolina on the pass. Beautiful passing shot winner. And it's love 15. As the return goes to front of Paolini. Ooh. Paolini hit it in, apparently. And it's 15-0. As the return from Svitolina goes wide. 30-15. 30-15. All right, 30-15. Was that a replay? What did I miss? Must have missed something. Now it's 30-15. Is it a fault? Second serve. And return goes in, but the volley from Paolini is too strong. Okay, it was 40-15. They mucked up the score on me. Anyways, now it's 4-1. 4-1 in the second. Now, Svitolina was down 4-1 in the first. Came back, got to 4-all, but then it was still Paolini getting the win. So Svitolina's got to have to do that again, but this time go one better. Okay. All right. Here we go. 4-1. Now, straight after this, we've got the match between Swiatek and Raducanu, which is fire. There's a backhand from Svitolina, the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand into the slice of Paolini, but Paolini in the net. 15 love. Now, was a fault, second serve. Hey, Jane, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Serve to the back end of Paolini. Paolini in the net. 15 all. Sorry, 30 love. As a return. Nope, that's a fault. Second serve. As a return goes into the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini to the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini slice. And then Svitolina in the net. 30-15. All right, first serve's a fault, second serve. As we backhand down the line, and the forehand of Svitolina, sliced in the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand passing shot. Volley is good, but Svitolina puts away the winner. 40-15. 40-15. Now, the winner of this takes on the winner of Swiatek and Raducanu. So, like I said, no bad matchups. Doesn't matter if Svitolina comes back to win and Raducanu beats Swiatek. That's a great match. Raducanu and Svitolina. And any other combination out of those four is a great matchup. It's a quarterfinal matchup. It's exactly what it's a worthy matchup for a quarterfinal. No matter who you put there. All right, 4-2. Paolini with a set and a break. All right. Return goes in the forehand of Svitolina. Backhand now Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina, but Paolini hit it long, but umpire's going to check. The umpire, linesperson, that was in, by the way. The linesperson, poor linesperson, get him some water. He was like, out. Poor guy. Get the guy a glass of water. We're going to replay the point it was in. Gil predicted this match. What about you, Cam? No, I didn't predict this match. Didn't feel like it. 4-2. What did Gil say? I'll just go with what he said. What did Gil say? I predict what Gil said. Because he knows what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. As it a forehand now inside out to the backhand of Paolini. Forehand now from Svitolina. But Paolini hit it out this time. Love 15. What did Gil say? What was his prediction? What did Gil say? Gil definitely knows. Gil definitely knows. He does know, yeah. All right, love 15. As Paolini serves again. As the backhand return goes the backhand of Paolini. Backhand now from Svitolina. As it a forehand now from Paolini. The backhand of Svitolina. Paolini with the backhand. Winner down the line. Beautiful shot. 15-0. I didn't know Gil does WTA predictions. Yeah. Hang on. You wouldn't come in here and lie, would you? You wouldn't come in here and lie. You did. You did. You did lie. You came in here and lied. That's so disappointing. That's so disappointing. $15.30. As it a fault, second serve. As it a backhand return into the backhand of Paolini. Backhand from Svitolina. To the backhand of Paolini, as Svitolina backhand. Again to the backhand of Paolini, as Svitolina forehand to the forehand of Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina, Paolini. Forehand again. Into the forehand of Svitolina, Paolini again with the forehand, but it's in the net. 15-40. Chance to break back. All right. 15-40. To get back on serve. As we return now to the forehand of Paolini. Paolini puts it away. 30-40, one saved. $30-40. $30-40. As Paolini serves again. Still break point here for Svitolina. As a return. It goes in the forehand of Paolini. Forehand of Svitolina. Again the forehand of Paolini. Paolini hits it out. We're back on serve. 4-3. 4-3. Hey, Saida, thank you for the 16 months. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 16 months. Svitolina for president. Okay. All right, we're back on serve. 4-3. It's exactly like the first set, though. It's exactly what happened in the first set. All right, 4-3. Raducanu will beat Swiatek later, you reckon? Okay. By the way, Paul's about to go up 2 sets to love against Poppy. Is there much time left for Swiatek and Zhang's game? Well, Swiatek plays after this, and then Zhang plays after Paul. So, yeah, there could be. Could be a long way. This could be like another hour or so. Could be 2 hours. Nah, 1 hour. If Swiatek wins, would you rather play Paolini or Svitolina? Probably Paolini. Probably Paolini, because I don't think she's lost to Paolini. Whereas Svitolina is a lot tougher. 4-0 head-to-head. Paolini did push her last year in the Billie Jean King Cup in a 3-setter, but yeah, it was... Whereas Svitolina has got the win over Swiatek in 3 out of 4 meetings, Swiatek won, but they played in Miami this year. It was a close straight sets, but Paolini won Wimbledon last year. On the clay, it was close. I think she'd rather play Paolini. Because she's not going to get... Like, Svitolina has a game that can be powerful. Like, she could be aggressive, Svitolina, and it could be effective. Paolini's... Even when she is aggressive, she doesn't hit the ball hard. Like what... Or flat. Like what Svitolina could do. You know, does that make sense? So I think she'd rather play Paolini because she probably thinks... I mean, she beat her here last year, right, in the final. So... I think there's a little bit more unknown about Svitolina. Or a little bit more risk playing Svitolina. And it was love 30. She might play Paolini, though, because Paolini is up love 40. Great hitting from Paolini. Paolini's on a crazy streak as well, by the way. Svitolina shanked that. That was the shankiest shank that ever shanked. All right, Paolini. Love 40. Iron Man Paul? No, it's Captain America, not Iron Man. Love 40 as the return goes into the backhand of Svitolina. Backhand into the forehand of Paolini. As backhand goes down the line. Paolini forehand down the line again. Svitolina slice. In the net. Paolini's going to serve for this match. It's Captain America. Not Iron Man. All right. He could do that all day, chat. He could play tennis all day. Tommy Paul. By the way, chat, may I just say, again, I have to say this every single Grand Slam at this point and every time. Best of 5 women's? Best of 5 women's? Best of 5? 4th round onwards? 5-3. I'm contractually obligated to say it every time. Until it happens. I'm contractually obligated to ask the question, best of 5 women's 4th round onwards. Yes? Right? Yes or yes? 5-3. Forehand on the stretch. Don't worry, I'll say it at Wimbledon as well. As with a forehand now from Svitolina, slice from Paolini. Svitolina forehand cross. Paolini can't get it. I would love this match being 5 sets. Because this has been a good quality match, and I don't want it to end. Love 15. Love 15. As we return now to the backhand of Paolini. Drop shot is good, but Svitolina's going to get it. Paolini forehand lob. Svitolina backhand volley. Goes short. Paolini puts it away. 15-0. Set it since day one. Quarterfinals onwards. Best of 5. I feel like we could I feel like we could do fourth round onwards because the fourth round and the quarterfinals, the only difference between those is that we don't use Susan Longland. We only use Philip Chatrier. So we could do fourth round, half on one court, half on, like 4 there, 4 here, best of 5. Logistically, we could do it. If we can do it in the quarterfinals, we can do it in the fourth round. I feel like we could do it from the fourth round. Best of 3 sets until the fourth round. So the first 3 rounds, best of 3. Fourth round onwards, best of 5. Men and women. It could happen. We could do it. It could work. 15:30. It could work. Logistically, it could work. Ah, 15:30. The women are entirely capable of 5 sets as well. Exactly. This match has got an hour and a half for 2 sets. So double that, 3 hours for 4 sets, plus an extra hour. 4 hours for 5 sets, maybe. I mean, we could do that. If it ain't broke, but it seems to be broke. People have finding it's broken. It may not be fully broken, but it seems to have some damage to it. Like there's some cracks in it. Before it breaks, we can maybe mend it. Anyways, I just want more tennis. I think this is a good quality match and I want to see more. And Svitolina agrees. 15:40 as the return goes in the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina, lob goes up. As then we get a forehand passing shot, but the volley from Paolini's good, but not good enough. Svitolina breaks back. 5-4. She hangs on. Okay. All right. 5 sets for women's could change the entire complexion of the top 20. But it's only for Grand Slams. I mean, it could, because Grand Slams are worth a lot of points, but let's just wait and see what happens. Okay, but how, though? In a bad way or a good way? Are you saying that in a good way, Victor? It sounded like a good way, maybe. Do you mean in a good way? Like it could change the complexion, like the players that win the slams have to go through hell to win them. Not that they don't already, but I feel like it's one of those things where we should just implement it and see what happens. And then we can figure out the rest. Instead of trying to get it perfect from the start, let's just give it a shot. And then if it doesn't, let's implement it and then see if it works. And then we can fix, rather than trying to fix all the minor changes, whatever the details, we'll just let it happen and then we'll see what happens. I think Swiatek would do well in 5. Oh yeah. I think most of the players would do well in 5. And again, you don't play 5-setters every day anyway. You might play 1 5-setter a year. Right? Chad, how many 5-set matches has Sinner played this year? 0. Right? How many 5-set matches has Alcaraz played? 0 this year. Right? How many 5-set matches has Djokovic played this year? None. So you're not guaranteed to play 5 sets. It's not like it's a best of 5, but it doesn't mean you play 5. You play 3. Is it a lob? Into the back of Svitolina. Backing it from Paolini is a winner. 15-0. Now, Paolini did break to win this first set, so Svitolina's got to be careful. Maybe better to test the 1,000 tournament. Well, look, I think best of 5-set finals. Best of 5-set finals at the 1,000s, but they need to make them smaller. They need to make them 1 week 1,000s. Otherwise, we don't have enough time to rest after the 5-set final. That's why the 5-set finals went away, because there was not enough time to recover for the next one. All right, Paolini 15-30. Chad, if I could have my way with tennis, I would. That's weird. That sounded weird. If I could change the game, I would make best of 3 sets till the 4th round, because you get more upsets in the first couple of rounds. It'd be way sketchier, way harder. for the top seeds because best of 3 sets is really sketchy, especially on the men's side. And then best of 5 from 4th round onwards for men and women. And then I put 1,000s back to 1 week with a 5-set final at the end. And then the ATP finals, I'd make WTA ATP finals, final match of the tournament, best of 5. To end the year off with a 5-set banger. That's it. Best of 5 finals for 1,000s, ATP finals, WTA finals, slams, 4th round onwards, first 3 rounds of 3 set. That's what I do. That's how I'd change it. Anyways, 4-4 rally, 15-30. If any of those things happen, I would be happy. As it a 4 now from Svitolina. That goes wide. We got match points. 15-40. Those are the changes I would implement. How about best of 5 finals for men's? That's what I said. 15-40. Someone said it'd be a lot of retirements, Cam. When? How? Not if we make it 1 week Masters with a week in between each one. Serve goes to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina. Forehand again to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina saves one. 30-40. Paolini hits it out. But again, I think we should implement it. And if there's a lot of retirements, we can work on that later. Like they weren't thinking about a lot of retirements for 2 week Masters. They just said, we're going to do 2 week Masters. And we're going to figure it out as we go. So why not do what I'd said and figure it out? 5-set retirements in the women's slams, you reckon? Well, let's see. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. I don't know where you're getting the basing that off. What? There's plenty of retirements in the men's side too. Best of 5. 30-40. Match point number 2. That's Paolini. Forehand. Into the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina. The backhand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand. To the backhand of Paolini. And Svitolina forehand again to the backhand of Paolini. But Paolini hits it out. We're back to deuce. We get to deuce. We get to deuce. If it were okay, why aren't they considering implementing it? One, because the women don't seem to want it, or they're not bringing it up, right? Right? But also the tournaments probably don't think it could work at this stage logistically. As that goes to the net from Paolini. Because the thing is, nobody's asking for it except for fans. Only fans are saying women should play best of 5, right? The tournaments and the players aren't talking about it. Not that they don't want to, that the women couldn't do it, because that's not true. There's plenty of guys that can't play best of 5 either. It's not a gender thing. It's an athlete thing. Plenty of players that are playing best of 5 sets that get cramps and fall apart, because on the men's side, you don't play best of 5 sets every week. So you would have the same issues on best of 5 men as best of 5 women. You'd have players that couldn't do it because they're not used to it, just like on the men's side. Right? So I don't think it would be that big of a change. I don't think it would be that big. And again, like I say all the time, it doesn't mean you play 5 sets. You might play 3. Swiatek could win 1-1-1 in an hour and a half. Doesn't mean she's going to play 5 sets every time. Right? Best of 5 sets doesn't equal 5 sets every match. But I think it would also, like, on the positive side, would highlight the athleticism of the ladies even more, right? Like, we'd see Gauff playing a deep 5-setter at 4.5 hour 5-setter, and we can be like, holy shit, Gauff is a crazy athlete. Like, it would highlight the ladies that with the most athleticism, right? Paolini, for example, someone who could probably play 3 5-setters over 2-3 days, right? I mean, it would highlight that, and we don't get to even highlight that because they play 3 hours. You know, and we're like, oh, that was a great match. Oh, that was close. Be awesome to see everyone pushing the limits from the 4th round onwards of a slam. I think this is a good match, Cam. Deb, what are you trying to say? 4-4 rallies, that goes out by Svitolina, 30-15. $30-15. Serve again. Swiatek versus Raducanu is playing after this. Chat, my voice is going to go. I don't think I'm going to make it today. I'm not going to get through the day. I can feel my voice is already gone. Drinking water like a dog. 40-30. Oh, fuck. All right. 40-30. I still want 5-set match, though. Give me a 5-set for this one. As the return goes into the forehand of Paolini. Backhand from Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. As Svitolina backhand goes to the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina with a forehand again. The forehand of Paolini. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Paolini. Drop shot. Winner. 6-5. Oh, Deb's telling me to lock in. Oh, okay. Thanks, Deb. Getting told. Now the mods are against me. Fuck. All right. Shit. Mia, do you want to take over? Jesus. All right. It was a great question. I wanted to. God. All right. We're locked in. 6-5. Where's Daybot? Daybot's on vacation. Why not best of 4 for ladies and 5th set tiebreak only? That's not a bad idea either. I mean, that could be something. Maybe do that for men and women. Paolini survives. Well, Paolini was never in trouble. Okay. By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We talk about all things in the world. All right. Speaking of odd words, I think Dawn's just been having a break. We probably need more mods, to be honest, because these tournaments, we're getting some crazy streams. So we might need some chat. If you come to the streams often and would like to be a moderator, please join the Discord and let us know, because we might need some more hands on deck in the future, because it's getting a little bit hectic. Love 15. Especially when we watch some of the big names and things get a little crazy. People get a little silly. We might need more hands on deck. DJ's here. Thank you, DJ. Well, you're in the Discord too, right? That goes out by Paolini, 15-all. Just help Deb from taking on the army on her own. As it a forehand down the line, the backhand of Svitolina, forehand from Paolini. Into the forehand of Svitolina, she puts it away, 30-15. 30-15. I could help for the Asian swing. It's mainly for the slams. The slams are usually the craziest. It'll be for the Grand Slams. All right, 30-15. As we return now to the forehand of Svitolina, backhand of Paolini is the winner, 30-all. She's already saved 2 match points, Svitolina. 30-all. Serve again. As the return goes in, the forehand of Svitolina, and then Svitolina puts it away. All right. $40-30. Serve again. As the return goes into the backhand of Svitolina. Slice the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina with the backhand again. To the backhand of Paolini on the stretch. Svitolina down the line. Paolini's got it. With a forehand into the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini slice, lob. Svitolina puts it away. Tie break. All right, we're going straight into it. Who have you got? Svitolina saved 2 match points, by the way. Is there an official channel in the members' Discord to submit a mod expression of interest? Lol. No, but we might have to make one. This game is a blessing considering how horrendous the ATP games were yesterday. Man, yeah, yesterday was rough. Yesterday was a rough day. Yesterday did not deliver. It promised a lot and delivered nothing. It was like getting stood up yesterday. That was embarrassing. Like when I went to Baskin Robbins at one time and nobody showed up to the meetup, and I was like standing there with an ice cream and it was melting and then it started to rain. I felt like that yesterday. That's why it gave me flashbacks. One loves Svitolina. It was like, hey, Draper Fonseca, Zverev Kaboli, Sinner Lehechka. They're all shit. But none of them are good. The best match of the day was Djokovic versus the qualifier. One love. As we backhand now to the forehand of Paolini. Forehand now from Svitolina to the forehand of Paolini. As Svitolina forehand again to the forehand of Paolini. Into the back of Svitolina. Paolini backhand on the stretch. It is a drop shot, but Svitolina gets it. Paolini, gets it back though. And Svitolina puts it wide. 1-1. 1-1. Yeah, DJ, that's a good idea. I'll have to look into it. All right, 1-1. What happened yesterday? Exactly what I was thinking. 1-1. There's a forehand from Paolini into the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini can't get that one. 2-1 Svitolina. Captain America's on a mission. Captain America is kicking ass. You're right. All right. Paolini to serve. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Backhand of Paolini. To the backhand of Svitolina. As Paolini backhand again to the backhand of Svitolina. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina again to the forehand of Paolini. And Paolini hits it in the net. 3-1 Svitolina. Svitolina. That's America's ass. 3-1. As Paolini hits it out. 4-1. 4-1. He says it in the movie, all right? It's a quote. It was a quote. He says it in the movie. It's a quote. 4-1. I wasn't talking about Tommy Paul. I was just referencing the movie. As the return goes into the backhand of Paolini. Into the backhand. 4-2. They change ends. I wasn't talking about Tommy Paul specifically, all right? Out of context, that's wild. But out of context, don't listen. That's a movie quote. Cam, lock in. It's 4-2. It's 4-2. I said it's 4-2. One hour and 46 minutes played. Chat, if we can't have fun, what's the point? As we're forehand now to the backhand of Paolini, Svitolina. Into the net. We're back on serve. 4-3. Whee! Oh. One day, chat, I'm not going to be able to get back up. 4-3. We're back on serve. Serve out wide the backhand of Svitolina. Svitolina hits a long. 4-all. 4-all. Paolini's already had 2 match points if you're just joining us. 4-4. Serve. Into the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini. The backhand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand again. The backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand again. Paolini slices it back. And then Svitolina puts it away. 5-4 Svitolina. 5-4. Svitolina's got the mini break again. All right, 5-4. Serve is a fault. Second serve. And the backhand return goes into the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand now from Paolini to the backhand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina with the backhand in the net. 5-all. 5-5. Was excited for this one, but it's exceeding my expectations. Finally, right? Finally, we have matches that are actually doing what we expected. Or that are doing better than we thought. Cam would like 3 sets. I wouldn't mind 3 sets. This match would be fun. 5-5. Serving the forehand of Paolini. Forehand of Svitolina. To the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand. To the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina with the forehand cross. Paolini goes down the line. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Backhand Paolini. Again, the backhand of Svitolina. Into the forehand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand again. To the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina backhand into the net. Match point again for Paolini. 6-5. To take her place in the quarterfinals. And to take on the winner of the next match between Swiatek and Raducanu. Also, we're going to watch Zhang versus Samsonova because Sabalenka and Nisimova also is coming up later. So we're going to watch them as well to see who plays who and what happens. All right. Match point. No worries, Rick. Thank you for joining us. 6-5 Paolini. Serving the back of Svitolina. Return to the back of Paolini. Svitolina back into the line. That's a great shot. Paolini gets it. Svitolina forehand again to the forehand of Paolini. To the backhand of Svitolina. Cross court, the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina on the stretch. Goes into the corner. As Svitolina on the attack. Goes down the line. Paolini slice. Svitolina volley. Too good. Another one saved. Svitolina. They change ends. 6-6. 6-all. Great hitting from Svitolina. 6-all. All right, 3 match points saved. All right, 6-0. Why are you not co-covering the Paul match? Because I'm one man and tired. As with a fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini as she goes down the line. The forehand of Svitolina. Again, the forehand of Paolini. But Paolini hits it out. Set points, Svitolina. Plus, Tommy Paul's winning so easily, that would have been a snooze fest. 7-6. And Popperin's Australian, and we don't watch Australians. Unless we have to. All right, 7-6. To take us to a third. (7-6) Svitolina. Serve. Into the forehand of Paolini. Return the forehand of Svitolina. Paolini forehand on the stretch. Goes out, we're going 3. Svitolina saves 3 match points. And we're going to a third. Finally, a good match. Finally. It's delivering. All right, we're going 3. We are going 3. All right. Svitolina saves 3 match points to take us to a third. This is the kind of matches that we want, chat. All right. Andreeva Schneider, 4 bagels in doubles is crazy. That's crazy. That set, by the way, 16 winners, 13 errors from Paolini, 13 winners, 13 errors from Svitolina. Clean set. A lot of errors considering, but it was still a very competitive and tough set. 4 breaks, 2 each. All right. Paul got the win? Nice. So Paul versus Alcaraz or Shelton. I like that. Tommy Paul possibly versus Alcaraz. We love that match. We love that match. All right. Who you got winning this final set, chat? I'm going to go Paolini in 3 still because that's what I said, and I'm going to say it. All right. 15 love. Paolini's horrible. Bro, how much money did you lose? Is it a forehand rally? What's the Gamblers Helpline? Somebody, we need to start directing people there. If you're going to blame the players for your gambling habits, you have a problem and you need to fix that. And we hope you get the help you need. 15-all. We wish you the best. 15-all. As the return goes off the tape, but doesn't go over. 30-15. I don't gamble. Then why are you yelling at Paolini for? 30-15. So it goes in the net in the return, 40-15. What are you getting angry at her for? She didn't do anything. Ah, 40-15. Svitolina serves a fault second serve. Second serve. At the back end of Paolini. Svitolina into the forehand of Paolini as Svitolina forehand down the line and then, it goes over. Drop shot Paolini is too good. 40-30. Beautiful drop shot winner. All right, 40-30. You're 17, well, you shouldn't be here. This is for adults only. No kids allowed. As that goes in the net. And it's Svitolina 1-love in the third. No children in the chat. No children allowed. That's a rule. All right. All right. 1-love Svitolina. Now, if you're just joining us, Svitolina saved 3 match points before 2 match points before the tiebreak, 1 in the tiebreak. So this would be an epic comeback. As a return goes in the net from Svitolina, and it's 15-love. What's the legal age to drink in Australia? 18. 15-love. As it a forehand down the line of the backhand of Svitolina. Paolini forehand to the forehand of Svitolina. Then a drop shot Paolini. But Svitolina gets it with a backhand winner. Beautiful shot. And it's 15-all. Svitolina has been... Remember, Svitolina was down 4-1 in the first, 4-1 in the second, match points in the second, and we're in a third. So if Svitolina wins this, what a comeback. What a fight back. It's Paolini in the net, 15-30. 15-30. This will be a hell of a comeback for her. All right, 15-30. Two hours played. As it fault second serve. As the return goes in the net from Paolini, 15-40. 15-40. Svitolina to break. And she serves an ace. 30-40. 30-40. By the way, Paul won 3-3 and 3. What a very nice, what a symmetrical scoreline. What a even score. It is a 3-3-3. Backhand goes out, in by Svitolina, the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina forehand inside out winner. There's the break. For the first time in this match, Svitolina leads 2-love in the final set. All right. 2-love. To love. All right, let's start this Zhang Samsonova match. We've got Sabalenka coming up later as well. Swiatek versus Raducanu comes on straight after this. All right. 2-love. To love, Svitolina. All right, welcome everybody. We've got Zhang versus Samsonova. Winner to play Sabalenka or Anisimova. And we also have Paolini taking on Svitolina. Paolini had 3 match points but couldn't convert. And now Svitolina's up a break in the third. Great match. This is the French Open champion is, we're going to watch them over the next few days. We don't know who it is, but it's going to be one of them. Lovely drop shot, 15-love. Maybe it's one of these ladies. Maybe one of these ladies is going to win the French. It's we're getting serious now. 15-love. As we hit a forehand now, into the forehand of Paolini, to the backhand of Svitolina, but she hits it out. This match is amazing. It sure is. A certified banger. Finally. Finally. 15-all. Between two serious contenders. As we to serve again. Into the forehand of Paolini, back into Svitolina, to the forehand of Paolini, a Svitolina backhand. Goes in the forehand of Paolini, into the forehand of Svitolina. She puts it away. 30-15, and Paolini's starting to get frustrated. She had her chances. 30-15. Can't wait for the Anisimova match. Yeah. That's going to be a lot of fun too. All right, serving to the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Svitolina. Again to the forehand of Paolini. And Svitolina. Goes again to the forehand of Paolini. To the backhand of Svitolina. Into the backhand of Paolini. And Svitolina backhand goes wide. And it's 30-all. It's a repeat of yesterday Keys match. Kind of. But Keys was at the end of the match. All right, 30-40. Break back point. To get back on serve. There's a bit of fault from Svitolina. Second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Paolini. Return goes wide. And we get the deuce. As that goes out by Paolini, it's advantage Svitolina. All right, advantage Svitolina for a 3-love lead. As the return goes into the back of Svitolina, great shot. Paolini in the net. Svitolina takes a 3-love lead. Again, she was down 3 match points in the second set. She was also down 4-1 in the second set. And now she's up 3-love in the third. What a turnaround. How we doing, chat? What's going on? Oh, Jazz, you were so close. There's always next year. Hey, look, it's 3-love. Svitolina came back from 3-love, 4-1 twice in this match. So you don't think Paolini could come back? Come on now. Come on now. Don't give up. Was Paolini playing too conservative on the match points? Not really. I mean, you got to give credit to Svitolina. She played some really good tennis on those match points, especially the third match point where she came to the net and hit a great volley. That was her. By the way, 3-2 Samsonova against Zhang in their head-to-head. They played in Montreal a couple of years ago. That was the last time they played. They haven't played for a while. Their only clay meeting was Zhang in 2021 winning in straights. All right, 3-love, Svitolina, final set. There's a backhand rally. Goes into the backhand of Svitolina. Forehand now from Paolini to the forehand of Svitolina. Forehand from Paolini in the net. And it's love 15. I'm here to enjoy the bond, not hearing about your ex. Wait, who's ex? Nobody cares. What are we doing? Victoria, name names. Who the hell is derailing the chat with talking about things that don't matter? What are we doing? Anyways, love 15. Forehand cross court into the forehand of Paolini in the net. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30 for a double break. Cam's body language is saying, why am I still here? No, I had to go get a new cup of tea. Love 30. Is it a fault second serve? Second serve. Into the forehand of Svitolina. Backing out Paolini into the forehand of Svitolina. As Paolini goes down the line, Svitolina on the stretch puts up a lob. But it goes out. 15-30. Paolini's getting pissed off. All right. All right, 30-all. Paolini trying to hang on. Now, 3 with love might not be a worst time to come back, but 4 love would be really tough. As the backhand return goes out by Svitolina, 40-30. 40-30. 40-30. It's only one break of serve, exactly. What's going on, Perry? Welcome back. All right. We get to deuce. Paolini's starting to get frustrated. We get to deuce. As a return goes into the forehand of Paolini. Paolini hits it out. And it's advantage Svitolina for the double break. How do you describe topspin? I will do that. I will do this after this next thing. All right, Svitolina double break. Topspin is when the ball is, you hit the ball, right? You hit the ball this way, and the ball spins forward. So the ball is spinning forward. And what happens is, let's say that's the net. When you hit it with topspin, the ball drops because it's spinning forward. So that's topspin. It's when the ball is spinning forward. That is topspin. Easy. When it's spinning backwards, that's called slice or backspin, which means the ball will want to do this. Whoop. Which is why you see people hit slice backhands not very hard, because if they hit it really hard, the ball's going to go up and fly out of the court. So that's why people keep it low on the slice, right? Because it's got backspin and they want to keep it low over the net so the ball doesn't go out of control. But topspin is when the ball spins forward and it makes the ball want to go down. That makes sense? Should we call Rafa spin? Yeah. Well, Rafa has a whole different. There's a different type of spin. It's top spin, but it's like top spin. Top spin times 100. He's like ridiculous top spin. Anyways, 15-0. By the way, Zhang and Samsonova have just started. Oh, it's just started the warm up. As that goes out from. Sorry, it goes in from Paolini. Good return, 15-30. Yeah, top spin plus is what Rafa has. Advanced top spin. All right, 15-30. As a forehand rally, Paolini makes Svitolina stretch. Now goes down the line, and Paolini in the net though. It's 30-0. Top spin bounces. Yeah, when the ball. Yeah, another thing is when the ball hits the ground with topspin, it goes into the sky, it like bounces up. When the ball has backspin, it stays down. The ball stays low when it hits the ground. 30-0. Does that make sense? As a forehand out of the backhand of Paolini, backhand of Svitolina in the net. And it's 30-40. 30-40. Same as golf and snooker. Yeah. All right. 30-40. As we return now from Paolini, Svitolina hits it in the net. Okay. Not over yet. Paolini survives. 4-1. She gets one of the breaks back. All right. Okay. 4-1. Can you explain the difference between side spin and backspin racket path? Not with a whiteboard and a pen. Not without a tennis racket and a ball and a court and an instructional video. Damn, that's like semester 5. we're only tennis 101 over here. Right? We're not getting to that's the advanced classes that you take on in the summer. All right, that's a different thing. We'll get to that eventually. Shit. All right, 4-1. Bro asking for advanced trigonometry. The hell, we're just doing simple math here. What's going on? I appreciate the question though. All right, 4-1. As Paolini hits it out, love 15. I don't think I have enough whiteboard space for that anyway, so we'll get to that eventually. As a backhand return from Svitolina goes wide, 15-0. 15-0. Paolini serves again. Into the backhand Svitolina. Paolini backhand to the forehand Svitolina. Into the backhand Paolini. Svitolina down the line. Paolini goes cross court into the forehand of Svitolina. Again, the forehand Paolini. But Paolini hits it long. And it's 15-30. Side spin would be easy to explain in a video. Yeah, but they want to know like the racket path. Like, then I have to ask the question: are you talking about on a serve? Are you talking about on a forehand? Like what? Like there's you got to be a little bit more specific. But then showing the racket path on a whiteboard, I mean, I can't draw that much. As it a forehand rally, and that goes wide by Paolini, 15-40. And I don't even have a racket to even. Yeah, again, yeah. That's a question for another class. Anyway, it's 15-40. Chance for Paolini to break. Sorry, for Svitolina to break again, but she hits it out in the return, and it's 30-40. Also, Zhang and Samson over about to start. I'm going to go with Zhang in 3. Chat, today is the day that everything gets real, gets serious. We've already had Paul in the quarterfinals. Winner of this will play in the quarters as well. In fact, everybody who wins today will play in the quarterfinals. That's how it works. All right, Paolini survives. We get to deuce. As Zhang wins the first part of the match. I guess Samson over. 15-love. Paolini serves. Into the backhand of Svitolina. Slice now goes into the forehand of Paolini as they go forehand to backhand now. Svitolina again with the backhand into the forehand of Paolini. To the forehand of Svitolina. As Paolini forehand again to the forehand of Svitolina. Into the forehand of Paolini goes wide. Advantage Svitolina. Advantage Svitolina for the double break and to serve for the match. And Svitolina, what a comeback this will be. She was down 3 match points in the second set, Svitolina. As Paolini serves in the back of Svitolina, return goes into the backhand of Paolini. Svitolina down the middle. And Paolini hits it wide! Svitolina's got the double break again. She's going to serve for the match. And to take her place in the quarterfinals to take on the winner of Swiatek and Raducanu. Man, what a turnaround. What a fight. All right. 5-1. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Paolini. Return down the line and slices Svitolina, but she hits it out. Love 15. Also 30-15. Zhang to start the match. I love 15. Sweet serve down the tees. An ace by Svitolina. 15 all. All right, 15 all. As the return goes into the corner, Paolini. Backhand from Svitolina is a winner. 30-15. Zhang holds, by the way, 1 love. 30-15. What a fight back from Svitolina. All right, first serve was a fault, second serve. Serve to the backhand of Paolini. Great return, but Svitolina gets it with the forehand into the forehand of Paolini. And then Svitolina hits it wide. And it's 30 all. Svitolina serves again. And then Paolini wins the point. Svitolina hit it out. 30-40. 30-40. As the return goes into the forehand of Svitolina. Backhand out from Paolini. In the net, we get to deuce. Cam needs coffee. No, I'm just chilling. We got a long day, so I'm not going to lose my mind. We got a long day. We got a lot of matches today. All right, back to deuce. And Svitolina serves a fault. Second serve. Seven to the back of Paolini. Return goes long. And it's match point, Svitolina. After saving 3 match points in the second set, she is now about to win and make it to the quarterfinals. It sucks for Paolini. It's disappointing from her. She's going to have to play Wimbledon and really do well there to save her ranking, but what a fight back from Svitolina. Svitolina serves. A fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Paolini. Back into Svitolina. Down the line. Is a winner. Svitolina saves match points. Completes the comeback. And she's into the quarterfinals. She takes out last year's finalist. She also snaps the streak that Paolini was on. What a fight back. What a match. What a win. GG's. Svitolina. An honorary French player, I guess. I mean, French by association, I guess. But she is into the quarters. That's how we start the day, chat. Let's hope we keep this this level up. If that's the matches we're going to get today, let's hope we keep this going. Now, we're going to merge the streams because it's easier for everybody to understand. So we want to keep watching the matches coming up. Zhang versus Samsonova. We've also got Swiatek versus Raducanu. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. Zhang fans, you stay there. There we go. All right. Jump on over. If you want to keep watching this Zhang-Samsonova match, we've also got, like I said, Swiatek taking on Raducanu coming up soon. But Svitolina, first player into the quarterfinals, and she gets there in 3. She saves 3 match points along the way, and she's into the quarterfinals, knocks out Paolini, and she'll take on the winner of Swiatek versus Raducanu, which is coming up next.